Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Stay-at-home moms, $75,000 annually to stay at home. But you just passed a bill to essentially take away Section 8, EBT, food stamps, cash assistance, any type of welfare, unless you are working. So, are you going to pay for my child care then? Because if I have to go back to work, who pays for that? I have 6 kids. You think I'm going to pay for that child care? You think I'm going to pay somebody to watch my kids so I can go work? No, I'm not doing that. I think I voted for the wrong person. Make it make sense.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on, baby? It's time for No Picks Podcast.
Family, what is going on? Just a No Picks Podcast.
All right, Joe. So apparently, this woman here, it sounds like she voted for Trump, right? So let me give it a little background, right? This video, a little background. So there's been a lot of misinformation coming out with the Trump administration these past couple of weeks with all these executive orders, and some of the misinformation is that he's cutting out food stamps in Section 8. That's not true, right? The press secretary, Trump's new press secretary, put out like, listen, all the government programs that we have established that goes directly to people, i.e., SSI, Social Security, like where I work, food stamps, Section 8, all that stuff that goes directly to the people. None of that is being touched right now. The stuff that's being affected is things that go to like nonprofits, and then they fund their organizations based off that. And they're like, hold up, let's put a pause on this so we figure out what exactly y'all do with this tax money, and then we'll move forward. Maybe, maybe they'll cut some of them programs, right? So there's a lot of people who worry about that. But what people got, the information that people got overall was that, although it was misinformation, but it was like, hey, all government programs are being cut and whatever, which wasn't true, right? But let's just go with the premise that it is happening and that it is true. This woman here is saying, hey, I got 6 kids. I can't go to work. So basically, I should be exempt from this whole cut and benefits process. What you think?
This conversation is always so tricky to have, right? Because I do believe that as a country we should have affordable childcare, right? Because childcare is expensive. Like right now, I'm currently blessed that my daughter's school is getting paid for with Medicare because she's special needs, right? My youngest daughter. So we're saving on that. I didn't have that luxury for my first daughter. We paid for that. And she went to a private kindergarten and preschool. So we paid for that. You know what I mean? So that was bread. But childcare is expensive.
Right.
Not every country is like that, right? So I'll say that first.
Right.
Childcare is expensive in America. We've got senators trying to fight for cheaper or more support for childcare because, like, if y'all want us to go out there and work, if y'all want us to have kids, it's expensive to have them in childcare, and not everybody can have a parent stay at home so they can raise your child, you know what I mean, while one person works. Like, it's just not realistic anymore. So it's becoming harder because both people have to work and childcare is expensive, right? So I'll say that first. Now, with that said, there's a segment of American society of people who just want to have 4, 5, 6 kids and can't afford them. That's not my problem. It becomes my problem because now my tax dollars are paying for your irresponsible ass having kids that you could not afford. Like, if people always tell me, how many kids you trying to have? You know, my response always been, Ty, as many as I can afford. That's always my response. How many? I want a son. I got 2 daughters. Listen, I'm not trying for my son because kids are expensive. I'm Gucci, bro. I'm not. It's not that deep for me. Like, as many as I can afford.
Right.
I'm not trying to go for my son. I can't afford it right now. That's a 3rd kid. That's a lot. But I feel like I'm a reasonable person.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to have a kid. So for her talking about, I got 6 kids. Okay, where's your man? What is he doing?
Yeah.
Work? Do you have just one man? Is it like 4 or 5 baby dads? We don't have
Yeah.
any of that context. We don't know. But like, where's your husband or your father of your children?
Yeah.
How is he helping you with any of this? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to go too long, but
Right.
I got more to say.
Right.
That's my initial thought. I'm frustrated and I'm
Yeah.
irked by her entitlement
Yeah.
to think that she's
Oh,
entitled
fuck.
to these
The
things.
perfect word. Perfect
So
word.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Perfect
Go
word,
ahead.
bro. That's the shit that rubs me the wrong way is her entitlement. For her to be sitting
Yeah.
there being like, I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go back to work now? Like,
Yes.
are you fucking serious? Like, you got to take care of these kids. Like,
Right.
if you pick bad baby dads and then I'm helping you, whatever, I don't know your situation, but yes, like that's your primary job as a goddamn parent is to provide for your children. It shouldn't be just to hope that the government gives you money until these kids are old enough to have their own kids. Like what? Like come on, man. Like what
Right.
are we doing here now at this point? And like,
Yeah.
like she's sitting there like she's like, are you guys going to pay for my what the? You should be paying for the things that your children need. You had sex and you had those kids. Why the fuck should Trump or anybody else feel obligated to help you take care of your 6 kids to make sure that you stay home? So
Yeah.
you just shouldn't have to work because you made the decision to have 6 fucking kids. And then now it's everybody else's problem or Trump's problem or the government problem and not yours. You just abdicate your responsibility because like why?
Yeah.
Why would anybody do that? And I'm glad that she's white, by the way. Let me throw that in there. I'm glad that she was a white chick, because like we get black people get a bad rep. They're like, oh, well, they all benefit from the system. No, you
Yeah.
motherfuckers benefit from the system too. Actually, y'all benefit more than we do, numbers wise,
Right.
percentage wise. We kind of take over, but there are more white people on welfare and all that shit than black people, right? Just raw numbers. And as far as society go, we make up 13% of the population, right? You motherfuckers make up a lot of the population. Y'all make up a lot more than we do. There's more of y'all than us on that shit. But this white lady talking about some what am I supposed to do? Like, go. One, maybe don't have, like you said. My goal. I'm from a family that I have 5 brothers and sisters, right? And I always loved being part of a big family. Although they being part of a big family has its downfalls as well, because more of them have more of a percentage of these people being scumbags, right? Which a lot of them are. But so I'll say that. But I always wanted to have 6 kids, right? So I'm like, whenever I met a chick, I'm like, hey, listen, my goal was to have 6 kids. When I had my first kid, I'm like, yo, I can't afford to have 6 kids. Like, this ain't like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I wanted to have 6 kids, right? But I'm not going to be able to afford to do that, right? I have 3 now, right? So my thing is, if she had 6 kids, you have to take care of them. You got to figure that shit out. And it's not Trump's responsibility or my responsibility or the American people's responsibility to make sure you stay home, to make sure you make your kids, I don't know, beefaroni, whatever you can afford. Like, it's your responsibility. And if you can't do it, maybe those kids should be taken from you, because you can't do one of the big, the most important thing that you can do for your kids, which is provide for them. If the government's providing for them, why not just give them to the government?
Yeah. That's no. I'm glad we agree on this, Ty. It's the entitlement that pisses me off, bro. Because I'm like, nobody told you to have 6 kids. Like, there's contraceptive. You could use protection. Like, if and that's what frustrates me, bro. Because like I said, when you go up in the tax bracket, and people who are making more money or at a different tax bracket, you understand this. You pay more in tax unless you're super wealthy. We're not talking about super wealthy. We're talking about upper middle class.
Yeah.
Your taxes go up. We pay a lot. You look at them checks and you see how much tax gets hit. Bro, they take taxes. If you work in sales and you get them bonuses, they was taxing my bonuses, bro. I was supposed to get 45 racks, 4,500 racks. Well, 4,500, I mean. And like, they'll give you like, after taxes, you'll get like 3,000, maybe 3,100. You know what I mean? Like, they tax the hell out of our money. So I get pissed because I work for this money. I was smart enough to have enough kids I could afford. I planned mine. Not everybody can, but like, I knew when I wanted to have my kids, and I had both of my daughters were planned. So I prepared for them financially, and now I take care of them. The government don't take care of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, except for my daughter who has Medicare and she has special needs. That's it though. Everything else is on us. You know what I mean? I don't get stamps. I don't get this, that, and the third. I don't. So I have to be able to provide for my children. People who just rely on the government, It's like, nah, bro. Like people who want to stay on welfare forever, people who want to stay on EBT forever, people who, you know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be it's supposed to be relief until you get your foot, your footing, until you get that job, until you don't you're not supposed to be on there indefinitely.
Joe,
and that's what pisses me off.
Let me ask
bro.
you this. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine earlier, right? So I feel like let's take the food stamps out of it. Let's just take Section 8 housing, right? So I feel like, bro, if you get Section 8 housing, there should be a 5-year time limit to where you're able to get the Section 8 housing.
So you can get off. Yeah.
And then after that 5 years, if you don't do shit, the government kicks you out and they replaces you with somebody else, and they start the 5-year time limit. Because I say that because if you are on Section 8 for 5 years and you couldn't figure out your situation, then another 5 years isn't going to matter, because you what you're just looking for, you're just looking for somebody to just help you live your life until you die.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a reasonable thing for anybody to ask. So if you have, if I'm a guy and I have, I got 3 kids, I qualify for, Section 8 and they're paying for my Section 8 stuff like that. I feel like the government should be like, listen, bro, you got 5 years, and at 5 years, we're fucking evicting you. Hopefully you get back on your feet in a lot less, maybe 2 years, maybe figure it out.
5 years?
It's a long ass time.
That's
right?
a long time, bro. Yo, if I'm only paying, I've seen some as low as like $300 a month in rent. If you're only paying $300 a month in rent, and then if you're in Section 8, that means you qualify for stamps, plus your food is being paid for. And then if you qualify for that, you're low income, you're probably getting LIHEAP.
Right.
You're probably getting all this government assistance. In 5 years with government assistance, if you ain't ready to be on your own, there's nothing we can do for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like at that point, it's like there's nothing society can do for you.
Nothing. If you end up being homeless, it's not that the government did this to you. You did this to yourself. Like I don't think the government should be in the business of just making you stay in the house for the rest of your life until your kids have kids, and then those kids have kids. Because I know people who have, there are people who I know that have been living in the same house for 3 generations. And those people are having kids and X, Y, and Z.
The Section 8 John, the Section 8 house.
Jones. Yeah. Yo, they should pass legislation. Listen, 5 years is very generous. If you can't figure it out in 5 years, you will not figure it out in another 5 years. It just won't happen.
Right. And I think that I think that people mistake, like, so I definitely agree, and we've talked about this before. I think that society should have safety nets. Social Security is a safety net. If we pay into it, when we retire, we got some bread, so we ain't got to work till we die. You know what I mean? Like that's we have welfare, but I think that we talked about this before. There has to be more regulations. There has to be more, like, you got to make sure people are on it, but also actively looking for work, actively looking to get out of poverty, out of, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have ways to track people and see what they're doing and what they're spending the bread on. Like, otherwise you just incentivize people to just milk the system. And that's what they do. They get complacent, they get comfortable. And we talked about this before. People who just do the bare minimum. There are people who won't even get real jobs. So you can, bruh, like, this is so frustrating, bro. Like, this topic always frustrates me.
Let me say this. I don't know. I can't speak for you. I feel zero sympathy for somebody that's like, yo, I can't go get a job because I got 6 kids and one of them is a 1-year-old. You get zero sympathy from me.
I'm there with you.
Like, I'm like, nigga, like, you decided this shit. Like, no one's making you do this stuff.
Right.
You get zero. I don't give 1 F, bro. Like, you get zero sympathy from me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. And I know life happens and there are things that happen, but like, I don't have much sympathy for you. Or like, even like, and I don't want to come off as too harsh, but like when you see people on SEPTA with like 3 kids and one of them is like 1 and then the one is like 5 and one is like 7. And I'm like, bro, why are you having so many kids
like,
when you don't have a wheel? When in Philly it gets cold. It's like I be seeing people out there with like 3 kids in the morning when I go to work sometimes, bro, and it'd be like 15 degrees out there. And my heart goes out to them, but I'm like, I would never put myself and then my kids in that situation where like I'm having all these kids and I don't know, maybe somebody lost. I don't want to assume, but like I think like I can't be that person who's on SEPTA with multiple kids, knowing damn, you know what I mean? Like I just can't, bro. Like I don't want to put myself through that, and I don't want to put my kids through that, bro.
Right.
And I don't know, man. It's a different mentality when you've always wanted it. When, we two people who always was getting to the bag, was trying to make moves, was trying to advance.
Yeah.
So for us, our perspective, we might see things as excuses. So maybe we're a little that far. I don't know, bro. I came from Philly, from the hood. I got it from the mud, bro. Like I don't come from money. So you can't even say you were just privileged because you were. No, I came from the mud, bro. 7th and Erie. You know what I mean? 6th and Erie. Those are my stomping grounds. That's where I was. Badlands. I got a mom in K&A now. Like. So I don't come from money. So I don't have this perspective, bro. I never wanted to just be dependent on this for the rest of my life.
Right.
I never wanted to. So I don't know. I'm losing sympathy too, is what I'm trying to say, bro. I'm getting there with you. Like y'all having kids recklessly. Like if you can't afford them, stop having them. Because I don't want to pay for them.
Right.
I don't want to pay for them.
And this chick in
I
the
don't.
video talking about what am I supposed to do? Are you going to pay for my child care?
Right.
Bitch, you pay for your child care because you had these kids.
Because you had these kids, right? And once again, where's your man? Where's your man? Where is he in this picture? His bum ass. Where is he at? In jail? I mean, like, I don't know. Where is your husband or your father? But I don't know. But like, are you doing this alone? And if so, why the hell would you try to raise 6 kids by yourself? You dumbass. Like, I don't get it, bro. There's too many questions, and I don't know, bro. I'm not with it. I hate the entitlement. You're not entitled to that money, and I don't feel like paying for it.
Right.
I don't feel like paying for it.
Well, listen, let's open it up to the family. Let us know what y'all think. Are we harsh? I mean, I could see people saying that, although I feel like most people would probably agree with us. But I mean, you never know.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think. Be honest too. Like, are we tripping? Like, are we being unreasonable? Like, let us know, because sometimes it's like we live in different realities when we hear some of these opinions. I'm like, bro, what world do you live in?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand, bro.
Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, y'all.
Till next time.